I'll always come back to you. I'll always come back to you. I'll always come back to you. She's my lady now and ever. Whoa, how can I know? Can we go all the way together? Whoa, let it be so. So we'll say our last goodbye, and we'll make it this time. Oh, set sail with me to a paradise out beyond the sea. Atlantis is back to you. I'll always come back to you. Atlantis is back to you. I'll always come back to you. Atlantis is back to you. I'll always come back to you. Atlantis is back to you. I'll always come back to you. Atlantis is back to you. I'll always come back to you. I'll always come back to you. I'll always come back to you.
I'm gonna take myself a piece of sunshine and paint it all over my sky, yeah. Be no rain, it just for me, yeah. Bird's got something to teach us all about being free, yeah. Be no rain, be no rain. And I think I'll call it morning from now on. Why should I survive on sadness and tell myself I've got to be alone? Why should I subscribe to this world's madness, knowing that I've got to live on? Knowing that I've got to live on. Knowing that I've got to live on. Yeah, I think I'll call it morning from now on. I'm gonna take myself a piece of sunshine and paint it all over my sky, yeah. Be no rain, be no rain. I'm gonna take the song from every bird and make them sing it just for me, yeah. 'Cause why should I hang my head? Why should I let tears fall from my eyes when I've seen everything there is to see? And I know that there ain't no sense in crying. I know there ain't no sense in crying. Yeah, I think I'll call it morning from now on, yeah. I'll call it morning from now on, yeah.
Good morning from now on. Good morning from now on. It's a rainy day. We got a bona fide rainy day, folks. A bona fide rainy day. And flood watch. So just be careful out there, people. Just be careful. So now I think now I have to go and get a headset. Harry, I got a new microphone, but I think I need a new headset too. Because if I jiggle it, I can hear myself through the headset. I heard the music well enough, but I think I need to. There's a short in the headset. There's a little bit of a short, so I have to get me a new swanky danky headset, and let this go by the wayside. Thank you all for being up early. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. This is LoveBabz LoveTalk. And we are up early in the world, live streaming from 103.5 on across social media and on New Haven Independent. So yeah, it's a rainy day. It's a duck duck. It's a quack quack duck duck waddle waddle kind of day. It's one of those days where you definitely need your galoshes. I've got like several pairs of galoshes. I'm a Delta, so I have a red pair, of course. And then I got a florally pair. So, anyway, I was up at court yesterday in Bridgeport Court doing one of these federal probation intake interview things. And, they take at least 2 hours because they're long and thorough, and you just learn so much about people when you sit and listen to them and you direct questions at them, It was very interesting, but it was exhausting too. And by the time I got back to New Haven, all day, I thought yesterday was Wednesday. All day. I'm messing around. I'm messing around. I'm like, oh, I got to go to the doctor. I got to go do this. I'm doing all these things. And it was Tuesday. Now, when I get off air this morning, I got to go have an MRI at 8 o'clock. I got to get there at 8 o'clock. It starts at 8:30. They got to prep me. They got to, throw the contrast in my blood system. So, I can't eat or drink 4 hours. Like, I can't have anything to drink 4 hours before. So I should have got up at like 3 o'clock this morning and had some water, but I didn't do that. So I'm going in there dry. It'll take about 45 minutes and then I'll be on my merry way. I've done this before. So I had to do an MRI for some other thing, a contrast. So, and because I did an MRI contrast for something else, that's how they found this thing. Oh, the places we will go. The places we will go. So I got that to do. Yeah, I got to pair something with my Yeti mic. They got Yeti headsets. Oh, it sounds rough? Oh, boy. It sounds rough, or you saying it's rough because I got to get a new headset? No, this doesn't have a built-in microphone. This is just a standalone headset. It's plugged into the Yeti mic. I just need a new headset. That's all. Oh no, I'm not spending 159. I'm not trying to spend over $100 for some headsets. No sir. Oh, it's rough, that MRI process. Yeah, and then you got to get in that little coffin that takes your pictures. They tell you to breathe. They pour air on you, and then they tell you to breathe, hold your breath. They take the pictures, hold your breath, hold it, 10, 9, 8, 7. Hold it for 3, hold it for 5. It's like a little tunnel that feels very coffinish. And they were like, are you claustrophobic? Not, no. Because I don't want that stuff they give you to relax you. Because I gotta drive. Like, I'm not gonna have people go with me. That's just too much. Don't be cheap on your money makers. I'm not, but I'm not spending $100. Oh, if the bottom left arrow, choose speakers. You don't need a headset. I know, but I like the way it looks, Harry. I like the way it looks. So I don't need a headset. Where's the bottom left? I see the video, Harry, but I don't see I see the camera. I see the audio. Oh, at the audio. Go. Sorry. And let's see. And where am I going? Speakers. Yeti stereo microphone. Same as system. Okay. Okay. Choose speakers. Well, they got two kinds of speakers. They got same as the system. Oh, the system speakers, like that'll be the laptop system. And then I could take the headphones off. I kind of like the headphones on, Harry. Because you know what? It cancels all the noise around me in the house. In my studio. Like I got the ceiling fan over me. So, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to give me some new headsets, Harry. I'm going to get one. I'm going to go get me some headphones. That's all. I mean, that's just another run to, where am I going? Best Buy. I'll run to Best Buy. So anyway, for the MRI, They make sure you don't have any metal. I told them I got titanium hips. They were like, that's fine. But I can't have the cat eye nail polish. The cat eye nail polish where it's a metal nail polish and they take a magnet and put a magnet over it and it changes the design of the nail polish to a cat eye look, like marbles. I was like, no, I just got on regular nail polish with glitter. They was like, okay, that's fine. But now I gotta take off my Jamaican ankle bracelets. I gotta take them off. So I was like, all right, I'll take them off before I go. I don't want to be in there messing around with jewelry. Plus, it's early in the morning. I could just run, take them off. I might take myself to Barber's for breakfast. I might do that. And then go to the office. I got a project I need to work on. I got a couple of things I got to do today. I'd like to go back to bed. Not because I'm sleepy, but just because a rainy day just calls for that. And be careful out there. It's a flood watch. And these flood watch warnings are conditions are expected to last until 2:00 today. So just be careful. We've been having a lot of flooding. So Margot and I were out there in our backyard making sure the grates were unclogged. It's going to be raining. I might not go in the office, but then it's going to rain tomorrow too. So Saturday is going to be you'll get more done when it's raining. All right. I'll test that theory today. Saturday is going to be a great day. It's going to be 81 degrees. It's going to be gorgeous. I'm happy about that. And then Sunday, rain. Monday, rain. Rain, rain, rain. Well, I mean, we need it, right? Because do you see what's going on in Europe? Paris is 115 degrees. The vineyards are burning up. I was like, I got the message about, this is the lowest champagne wines I have ever been since the turn of the last century. Like, they're gonna have less champagne. Can you imagine that? I'm gonna get my people together. We got to march on this. It's gonna be less champagne produced. It's hot in Europe. Paris is 115 degrees. That's Vegas heat. Stuff is catching on fire. I mean, it's not fun. I'm not laughing because whatever. I'm like, what is going on? The world is on fire. Woo. Woo. I was like, and if you've never been to, I've been to Paris. There's no air conditioning in Paris. They don't mess around with them old buildings. You don't have no air conditioning. Nowhere. I was like, what? I mean, the hotels, but that's hotels. But in people's homes and stuff, these old buildings, because they don't, everything, they preserve their old buildings. They only got, a handful of monstrosity skyscrapers. And they made a rule many, many years ago that they're not going to tear down old stuff to build up modern stuff. They're not trying to be like Hong Kong. Or China. China be going through tearing down all their history to build up new and modern. They're not trying to be like Tokyo. Tokyo, they got to be made to preserve their old cities and old buildings and stuff. They got to be made. Because for them, it's progress. The bigger, the brighter, the most dazzling. So, but the Parisians are like, no, not so fast. We're going to preserve our history, our buildings. We're going to preserve it. So that's why Paris looks the way it looks. It's always postcard pretty ready. Because listen, they're not paving over those cobblestone streets. You just got to tear your shoes up on them. Wear good shoes. That's the only advice I'm going to give you. They're not going to widen the roads, them narrow streets. They're not going to do any of that. They're not going to tear down buildings. They're going to repair, and they're going to keep them going. And it's everywhere you go in Paris, you stroll in the streets, the bridges, the communities, the gardens. Everything is pretty. It looks like a postcard. So, but 114 degrees is Las Vegas heat. That's crazy. I don't know. What's the crime rate? When you that hot, you get mad. And when you get mad, you want to smack the crap out of people. So I wonder what the assault rate is like. Because, Jesus. I don't even want to know that kind of heat at all. And I like hot weather. Not 114 degrees, though. Mm-mm. I get pissed off at like 98. You know what I mean? Like 85 is my breaking point. Seriously. I'm like, ooh, it's 85 degrees. Watch how you talk to me. you know, I might take you talking to me, sassy at 75 degrees. You know what I mean? But once you get past 85 and you're talking to me sassy, be careful. Be very, very careful. If it's 65 degrees, it'll roll off my back. Because I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. But 85 degrees and you say that to me, be prepared. Watch how you talk to me at 85 degrees. You've been warned, good people. You've been warned. You've been warned. Happy birthday, Tom Breen. Tom Breen's birthday today. Happy birthday. I got to tell him he had on some cool green socks yesterday at the debate. I was watching. I was watching a little bit of it. And then I was texting Paul Bass a little bit about it. So I was like, ooh, those are nice. Girl, you got my glasses on. I might have to get those. So anyway, happy birthday, Tom Breen. Happy birthday. I love celebrating people's birthdays. I know people who don't like to celebrate their birthdays. That's too bad. That's too bad. I make a big damn deal out of my birthday every year. And you know what? People go along with me because those are my friends. But if they didn't, I'm still making a big damn deal of it. I get up in the morning, I have a glass of champagne. I eat something that I like. I do what I like. That's it. I don't know what to say about this. I've been following along this Tuskegee foolishness, this dress code stuff. I don't even know what to make of it, except it reeks of respectability politics for me. I hate when HBCUs take on that white supremacy stance. I just can't stand it. So they want to ban, I guess, what they call do-rags and bonnets, and they want kids on campus looking more professional, I guess. I don't know. But here's what I know. Is that going to help them stay in school? Is that going to help them pay the tuition? Is that going to help them graduate? Because if you look at these graduation rates at Tuskegee, they might want to refocus their energy on that. I don't got a dog in that fight, except I went to a HBCU. We were sent home when I was accepted in. They sent the list of acceptable clothing, and whatever. I remember one time I was on campus, and I was in college in the 80s. I remember I was on campus. I had on a mini skirt. I had on my Aunt Kat's skirt. I love this skirt. It was a corduroy, hot yellow, canary yellow skirt, and I'd roll it up a little bit so it could be over my knee. And then I had a funky sweater to wear with it. I mean, I was a really well dressed college kid. And my college president saw me across campus in a short dress, that short skirt. And she flagged my ass down and brought me into the office and said, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. I was like, okay. I unrolled my skirt, felt like I was in a parochial setting, and put that skirt at the knee. So I got across campus and I rolled it back up. But so, that's just some old world stuff. But I don't know. I just feel like black kids, Black college students, black kids in general, we are under siege in so many other places. Do we really need to be under siege at the places that are safe for us, like a HBCU? Come on. That's my take on this. That's my vibe. I was like, of all the things, and I didn't read all the articles. I just been watching the headlines. I should probably go and read their what they mean and all this other kind of stuff. But it just hit me. It just hit me like respectability politics. I'm not mad at Tuskegee. I'm on this. I'm not mad at the students. Like everybody's got, here's this is a teachable moment. That's what I'll say. This is a very teachable moment. They could get in a room and have a real conversation. This just sounds like a generational kind of vibe. Like, okay, what are you thinking when you see us? What do you think you see? And when the students get these kinds of policies leveled at them, what are they to think? See, and then you get in the room and you have these conversations. This you could get to resolution about that. Like let these young people say this is why we when we're on our campus, this is how we feel. This is what we want to do. This is how we dressing. We know if we show up to professional things, we know how to do that. Or maybe the school is not seeing that. I don't know. I didn't read their whole statement. I'm just saying I think we're missing the mark with these kinds of things. And we could use these moments to have a real conversation around perception. Perception. Because serial killers look professional. Like anybody could rapists look professional. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Like, what's the thing? So, yeah, so young people are showing up to interviews in their pajamas. They don't know how to do it these days. Are they really showing up, Harry, in their pajamas? Because I'm in a class. I'm in an internship with all these young law students, way younger than me, and they look well coiffed and dressed well. So that's what I mean. I don't really know enough about this because I know when I went to college there was a dress code, and we just leaned into it. I tell you, my Mabel Parker McLean called me across campus. She was out in her office. She saw me walk across campus in a miniskirt. She was like, "Come here." I got in there. She was like, "No, ma'am." Uh, so okay, Lo says she's not mad about no do rags and bonnets. You treat class as a show up moment. I hear that too. I hear that too. And you play how you practice. And the pajama thing is real. Okay, Harry, so Lo is on your side with this. Young people are showing up, in pajamas in ways they shouldn't. Okay, here's my point then. My point is this is a teachable moment. It is not let me slap them upside the head. It's a teachable moment. Now, the university, Tuskegee, has the right to say, this is the dress code moving forward, good people. Just like a job. Like you just can't show up at work any old kind of way. Although I've had this conversation in Soul Stitch, the very founder of Soul Stitch, we had this conversation about what people perceive as professional. And I've seen it in my professional life. I've seen people show up to work in clothes that I thought would only be appropriate in a nightclub. And I think I've got an advantage. I went to HBCU and they told us how to dress. Like they laid it out for us. A suit, a dress, pumps, heels, hosiery, um, um, conservative jewelry, the whole thing. And I understood that. And I dressed like that. When I was coming up in the 80s, we went to the club. We looked like middle management. We dressed like middle management. Now, and when you saw a woman with spiky heels and stilettos and short dresses, they were relegated to the sisters that street walked. Honestly, listen, I'm just saying what it was when I was a kid. You saw a woman scantily clad in heels. She was a working woman. You know, and working meaning she on the street. Bad girls, toot toot. Hey, beep beep. Now she was one of them. But now the street clothes have become staples in people's everyday wardrobes. So I don't know. I mean, I just, at the end, for me, you know, it's still, it's still a teachable moment. It's still opportunity to have a conversation with folks. You know, it's still a teachable moment. To, I don't know why anybody would want to wear pajamas out in the street. But I'm 63. I come with a whole different uh 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 raising around what is acceptable clothing in the street. I would never be out in the street. You would have never caught me in the street with hair rollers or a bonnet. Never. Because I always felt like the bonnet or the head wrap or whatever it is in the house to keep your hair nice. So when you go in the street, your hair is looking good. Not wear it in the street, to the store, out to dinner, to the movies. But then people have the right of freedom of expression, right? I don't know. I feel like this is a conversation that ought to be had because people are talking at each other instead of talking to each other. So I'm with you too. I don't like to see shorts. I remember my sister-in-law, this was about 20 years ago. My sister-in-law called me up and she said, I got an interview and I'm going to wear this suit, but it's a shorts pantsuit. And I was just like, what? No. And she talked to her boss, and her boss said it was appropriate. I was like, well, listen, if your boss said it's okay, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. There's no way I'm wearing a shorts pantsuit to an interview. But that's me because I come from a different particular time and place where I what was told to me about appropriate professional attire was this one thing. But now people come along and the rules are different, you know. The rules are different. I mean, it's like I see folks go to interviews, men go to interviews in like sneakers. I'm hard pressed to see hard bottom shoes. I see a lot of sneakers. And listen, when I got the internship at the federal public defenders, they sent an email saying, this is what attire ought to be worn. You should have a jacket at all times. Do not go to court without a jacket. It's like, okay. And no sneakers. You got to wear hard bottom shoes. I was like, oh. Which I'm not wearing sneakers, no way. But for men, because now, you know, they got these sneakers that sort of do double duty, right? You seen them, Harry. You seen these sneakers that do double duty. They look, you know, like shoes, but they're sneakers and they kind of pass, but they're sneakers, you know. So it's interesting. Like, I didn't go to court the other day because I didn't have a jacket. Now, I could have went to court. Like, nobody would have stopped me and said, where's your jacket? You know, but I understood I wasn't presentable enough to be in court. I mean, I was, but you know, I had it in my mind. I didn't have a jacket. You know, I just had a shirt and a pair of pants. Listen, I don't go nowhere looking half stepped. You know what I mean? Like, I don't half step nowhere. But I didn't have a jacket. So I was like, because you know, when you represent somebody, you want to present the best possible you professionally in the light, right? And you want your client to know that you about business. You about some business. You about that business. You want your client to know you about that business. So it's like, okay. So I don't know. I still feel like it's a teachable moment because there's a lot of ways that this could have been handled a little differently. And the fact that I know it went viral because one, it's HBCU, And white folks never miss an opportunity to like call black people on the mat. Um, and I know the kids are like feeling a little bit put upon. So I don't know. I just feel like this was a missed opportunity. You know, it's just a missed opportunity. And I understand both sides. Honest to God, I understand both sides. I understand. You know, but I think to Lo and Harry's point, you know, we do have a problem with folks, young folks, not understanding what professional attire is. But I don't know where would they get that information though. So at the collegiate level is a good place to get it because that's where I got it. I got it at the collegiate level. So all right, but maybe that's something. But you know, here we go. Moving forward, this is what it is. So you know, plus when I was in college, we wanted to be seen in our best, or even when we were casual. What do they call it? The drip. They call it the drip now, right? The drip. Listen, when I was a college kid, we all wanted to be fly all the time. Even in our casual wear, we would fly. So I don't understand. But I don't need to understand to sort of say this is a teachable moment that everybody can sit down and have a conversation, you know, about this is what we see, and then you tell us what you see, and you know, even though we're gonna stand on business, we're gonna give you the opportunity to sort of say this is how you feel about this. I mean, I think that's the least you could do on a college campus is to air these things out. I think that's part of the reason why you go to college. You know, to think, to learn how to critically think and to form opinions and ideas. At least that's what I'm romantically thinking ought to happen. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I can't get no water. Because I gotta have an MRI. But I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes and I'm gonna take a few minutes break. I'll be right back. We'll talk some more.
Oh yeah, I'm with this. I'm just gonna sit here laid back to this nice mellow beat, you know, and drop some smooth lyrics. Cause it's 88, time to set it straight, you know what I'm saying? And there ain't no half stepping. Word, I'm ready. Rappers stepping to me, they wanna get some, but I'm the Kane, so yo, you know the outcome. Another victory, they can't get with me. So pick a BC date, cause you're history. I'm the authentic poet to get lyrical. For you to beat me, it's gonna take a miracle. And stepping to me, yo, that's a wrong move. So what you on, Hobbs? Dope or dog food? Competition, I just devour. Like a pit bull against a chihuahua. Cause when it comes to being dope, hot damn, I got it good. Now let me tell you who I am. The BIGDADDYKANE. Dramatic, Asiatic, not like many. I'm different, so don't compare me to another. Cause they can't hang, word to the mother. At least not with the principal in this pedigree. So when I roll on your rappers, you better be ready to die because you're petty. You're just a butter knife, I'm a machete. This ain't my Ginsu, wait until when you try to front so I can chop into your body. Just because you try to be basing, Friday the 13th, I'ma play Jason. No type of joke, that game, puzzle, or riddle. The name is Big Daddy, yes, big, not little, so define it. Here's your walking papers, sign it, and take a walk as the Canes start to talk, cause ain't no half steppin'. I'm the Big Daddy King. Ain't no half steppin'. I'm the Big Daddy King. Ain't no half steppin'. I'm the Big Daddy King. My rhymes are so dopin', the rappers be hoping to sound like me so soon I'll have to open a school of MCing for those who wanna be in my field in court. Then again on second thought, the half-seas coming out sounding so similar. It's quite confusing for you to remember the originator. And boy do I hate a perpetrator, but I'm much greater. The best, so yes, I guess suggest the rest should fest, don't mess or test your highness. Unless you just address with best finesse and bless the paragraphs I manifest. Rap prime minister, some say sinister. Non-stop in the groove until when it's the climax. Relax and chill. Have a break from a take of me acting ill. Brain cells are lit, ideas start to hit. Next the formation of words that fit. At the table I sit, making it legit. And when my pen hits the paper, aw shit, I stop and stand strong over MCs and devour with the power of Hercules or Samson. but I go further to left, cause you can scout my cameo and I still have strength. And no, that's not a myth, and if you try to rip or get whipped, the man with the given gift of gab, your vocab, I only ignore. Be sleeping on your rhymes till I start to snore. You can't awake me or even make me fear your son, cause you can't do me none. So think about it if you're trying to go. When you wanna step to me, I think you should know that no half stepping. I'm the big daddy king. No half stepping. I'm the big daddy king. No half stepping. I'm the big daddy king. I appear right here and scare and dare a mere musketeer that would dare to compare. Put him in the rear, back there where he can't see clear. Get a beer idea or near steer. Yeah, sworn to be, wanna be competition. Trying to step to me, must be on a mission. Up on the stage is where I'ma get you at. You think I'm losing? Picture that. No half stepping. Mr. C, step to me. So when you hear a death rhyme, believe that I'm the author. I grab the mic and make them seize, evaporate.
Ain't no half stepping. That was good, Harry. So let me just say this about that whole Tuskegee thing. A lot of this to me is rooted in the white gaze. What is professionalism? Who gets to decide professionalism? And, our students, our kids, we already got so much heaped on us before they even walk in the door and walk out of doors. So I understand the idea of do-rags and bonnets and all that kind of stuff. I get it. But I also understand that when we are doing harm to our kids when we talk to them from a framework of they meaning the workforce, whoever they are in the workforce will perceive them as not professional, when we should be teaching them professionalism is not so much what you wear, but how you carry yourself. I mean, there's got to be some conversation around this in a real sort of way that sort of removes the white supremacy gaze out of this thing and have a real conversation about culture, professionalism, and how do we get to express ourselves in spaces that are supposed to be safe for us, So that's where I'm at. I can hear the arguments. I hear them. I know how I came up through an HBCU, and it has served me well. But this is a new day, and these young people are not interested in the white gaze in the way that my generation was interested in the white gaze. So we could be softer and gentler about having these conversations, and checking ourselves. Those that make the administrative policy, think about what it is you are actually saying to these young people in this moment. Think about what you're saying, I mean, once upon a time, an afro was unacceptable hair. Braids was unacceptable hair. And we've moved on from that, kinda, natural hair on a black woman was unacceptable. I came up in that moment. It had to be perm straight. You had to assimilate, because that's what that was, But now I see sisters wearing their hair in all the glorious natural ways without a blink of an eye. And going into workspaces, I see them in the courtroom. I see them at the bank. I see them at the club. I see them on the street at the bus stop. I see them at the airport. Sisters are doing their thing. And so are brothers. So I mean, this is a I don't want to double down on this. Like I'm right, So yeah, I mean, Harry, people are going to do their job, but that's the point. If you already do your job, what does it matter if you have an afro or braids or you got on Tim's or, you know what I mean? Like you got a tattoo. Like if you're already doing the work that you're hired to do. But that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is at a historically black college, the administration is saying X, Y, and Z. And for me, all I see is the white gaze. But I understand the white gaze. I want the administration to see that they can break the glass ceiling on the white gaze and move in a different direction and how they talk about professional attire. That's what I'm thinking about, you know. That's what I'm thinking about. And HBCUs ought to be a safe place for our kids. Otherwise, they'd be at private white institutions. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not having these conversations in the private white institution. Them kids go to classes with orange hair, blue hair. They go to classes with all kinds of stuff on. And nobody's the only thing they can't be wearing is like derogatory. Like you can't come to class in a swastika T-shirt. You can't come to class with a hangman's noose shirt. Do you know what I mean? Like they draw the line on that kind of stuff, but everything else, fair game. You know, you know. So I'm just, I just feel like, you know, everybody else brings their culture to the workplace. We can bring our culture to the workplace. You know, we bring our culture to the workplace. But that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about safe spaces for black young people to be. And HBCUs are historically that. You go to HBCUs because you want to be around other black young people pursuing higher education. You want a piece of history and culture as you are learning new things. So when you're at a private white institution, you don't have to join the black student union. On an HBCU, it's just a student union. Because they're going to talk about the things that you want to talk about that are unique to your blackness. That's the power of an HBCU, right? So, I think this is the right moment to be having these conversations. I think Tuskegee needs to, the administration needs to like think long and hard about what lens are they looking through professionalism through. What are they doing? Are they causing harm? I know causing harm is like catchphrase and all this other kind of stuff, but if we love our students and we love them and we want them to be in this space, then we owe it to them to have a conversation about this is how we see professionalism. And join us. I mean, I know you got a student government president and a whole cabinet. Start there, have a conversation with them, and then have a bigger conversation when you start hammering out policy. So I just think this is where I'm at. It was a missed opportunity for everybody to sort of get contemplative and discerning about the lens in which they are making these policies. Because for me, that's the heart of it. What lens are you looking through when you say this, that, and the other thing? And if you can examine that and sort of say, oh, my bad, I'm looking at this as through the lens of white supremacy. I'm doing the work of white supremacy when I'm telling our kids in safe spaces that we no longer want you to operate in clothing that you find safe. That's it for me. That's it. So I'm sure this will be a bigger conversation, and this might end up on some conference breakout sessions. I'm sure it might. It should. You know, I'm interested in hearing what the Divine Nine has to say about it. I'm interested in some of the public intellectuals have to say about it. I'm interested in what people have to say about it. I want to see the young public intellectuals what they got to say about it, and I want to see the old school public intellectuals. I want to see what Eric Dyson has to say about it. At the same time, I want to hear Hannah Nicole Jones talk about it. Maybe I don't know. I want to hear Babatunde talk about it. I want to hear some of these young people out here who are holding it down. I want to hear them talk about it. See where people fall out. It could be a rousing conversation. I gotta go search my Instagram because I listened to a couple of radio folks. There's this brother. I can't call his name, but I listened to his radio show. He's got a bunch of followers, a bunch. Now I'm not always in agreement with him, but I like the way he approaches things, and I like the way he talks about things. So now I gotta find him. If I find him this week, I'll let you know, because I enjoy him that much, you know. Uh, uh, so I'm interested in that. So we shall see. I'll be on it all week. I'll stay tuned to it all week. See who is saying what, who's saying what. And is this really a big enough issue to keep having this conversation? Like I think HBCU's got bigger fish to fry, but that doesn't mean we can't raise this issue either. It just means in addition to, that's all. It's interesting. Listen, we're having these conversations, as long as it doesn't get too fiery. If we could just have the conversations and be all right. It's, not be disrespectful. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. So yeah. All right. I'll keep that in mind. So wow. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. That's this I tell you what is this, and I probably will talk about this later in the week. There's a lot of lynchings that have been going on of black children, and they've been yeah, I saw the Howard spots at Howard. I did. I saw that. And I actually it's not just Howard University, although it seems provocative for HBCU, but white schools do it all the time. They do it all the time. White schools do it all the time. Princeton, Harvard, Yale, they all do it. They just don't get the smoke. They just don't get the smoke. So, but high five to the governor of New York who said, "Come, we got you. Whoever can't get in at Howard, come on over here. We got you. We're gonna hold space for you over there." I'm telling you, New York is becoming a real place that you want to be. A real place you want to be. So, yeah. This hurts, but it's not new. We've seen this. We've seen this all over the place. Over enrollment, all that kind of stuff. At just about at every university and college. So, yeah. And now they are taking some students back. It's unfortunate, that these things get to the news the way that they do as a gotcha moment. I want people to try to understand what is happening. This is one of the problems at HBCUs, and nobody wants to talk about that. They just want to be like, look at them niggas. Ah ha 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 ha. No, this is a real problem. And enrollments are up across HBCUs. So that's all. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. So they'll work it out. They are working it out. You know. Because this administration cut their budgets, cut budgets, cut federal aid to HBCUs, and then leave HBCUs, you know, doing the work of white supremacy, right? Because that's what happens when you the aid that's supposed to come in so that these kids could go to school, so that they could be helped, is cut. You know, that's this administration and their foolishness and their meanness and their real hatred of black people. Trump hates black people. He always has. And that's documented. That's not everybody speculating. That's real. I hate black people. I hate anything that's not white and rich. That's not even news. you know so yeah, so while everybody, you know look put that blame on the federal government. At the moment, they pull the rug out from kids all the time. For financial aid, forgiveness, all that stuff. They're the terrorist in this story. They are the real terrorist. So that's where I would put that blame. I'm not going to put it on Howard solely. I'm going to put that blame on the federal government and the shenanigans and their hatred of black people. So they gotta give the black farmers back money, 127 billion. They gotta put that back in. Because they wanted to shut black farmers out like they've historically have always done. It's like, if we're gonna tell the truth, all the truth. We see what's happening. This administration is trying to undo black people. It's trying to erase black people. Gonna put outside the African American, the Smithsonian Museum on the Mall, talking about these views don't reflect his views on race and blah 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 blah. You stupid. Why would anybody listen to you? This president is a dummy. And everybody that follows him are stupid and racist. All of them. You can't even make the case why you support Donald Trump anymore. You support him because he hates all the people you hate. That's the only truth. So yeah. Put that blame on the American government, because it hates its citizens, and it's in a very particular group of citizens, black people. That every policy that they are dismantling, every policy that they are whitewashing away, is designed to erase black people and the history of black people in this country, and to curtail the movements of black people. You got Pete Hegseth, not promoting black and women in the military, sitting on their promotions because he does not believe black people and women ought to rise any higher in the military, that they don't belong. That's it. That is it. So we know what it is. We've always known what it is. It's unfortunate that so much of HBCU's budgets are tied to the whim of this government and the way that it hates people, because that's just what it is, and it's apparent, and we see it over with every erasure of everything. So I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk some more about whatever. I'm gonna read up a little bit more on this Durag Tuskegee situation. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. Tomorrow it'll be some old new-ish. It'll be some new-ish. And we'll talk some more. Thanks, Harry. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Okay, Harry, that's really good though. That's a nice mix in.
Broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise, got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a tow truck repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breezes blow. A crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails, used to be a fag hag, such a dance to tango, skipped the life and dango. A zircon princess seemed to lost her senses. Down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she could tell her stories to the girls back home. She went to the city and got so diddy. She had to get a pimp, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes.